Hey guys, and welcome to Faewood. It's that time of year again. If you've been on my channel for a while, you probably know that I do a cleanup of my studio every year. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but that's definitely a trend for me, is to really go through my studio and have a look and see if there's anything that could be fixed or better spots for things and that sort of thing cleaned up. Throughout the year I usually get new craft things in, and so when that happens sometimes I have to rethink where things are stored and that sort of thing so that I can make sure that everything is efficient and clean and organized and that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing today, and I thought I might as well just film it for you guys so that you can see a little bit of a before and after of what we do. It's not going to be anything massively dramatic or anything like that. It's just one of those things that I thought would be fun to share, because I'm sure a lot of people who watch my channel are creative people and understand the need for rearranging things in their studio space or whatever space you're working with. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you around the studio to show you what it looks like right now and give you an idea of what I'm hoping to do and like where the issues are and things that I'm wanting to reorganize and stuff like that. And then we'll have a look at what the outcome is afterwards as well. So let's have a swing around and have a look at the studio. So as I mentioned, it's not going to be a huge transformation, but there are some certain things that I'm finding I need to rethink, because I've had things come in throughout the year and now I'm needing to reorganize where they are. Because, you know, when you find a spot for a certain thing in your studio, it suits the amount of stuff you have at that moment. But if you do get more things in, obviously that can change, and that's what I'm finding has happened as the years progressed. And sometimes through the year, because I don't know where else to put it at the time and I don't want to sort of redo the studio, I end up putting things in multiple places, and I'm finding that's definitely happened for material. Material is the big issue that I'm finding at the moment. Well, big issue, but it's just something that I've noticed. There's a whole range of different spots that I'm keeping those things, and just a few different bits and pieces that I'm wanting to fix up. Anyway, let's start and I'll show you what we have and what I'm wanting to change. So I really like that these are all decorative spots up here, hoping to keep that the way it is, because I do like having some aesthetic things in the studio. But if it comes down to it, I will have to choose function over form and make more space for craft materials if I need to. But I am really trying to hold on to having those as little decorative spots. I feel like that one there could be organized a bit better, because I don't know, I've got headbands sitting on a hat and stuff. It doesn't look that decorative. So possibly I can rejudge these a little bit, but I'm hoping I don't have to change those drastically. And I think for the most part, this sort of area is working okay. I do sometimes find it a little tricky that I've got all my photography stuff tucked away back there, because I do get in and out of that a fair bit and it's difficult to find things in there. So possibly I'll change the cubby hole that one's in for something that I don't use as often. Otherwise, I think possibly there won't be much changed here. Yeah, I don't think there'll be too much changes, but we'll see. This part here does need a dust and a clean. I've got to put my lights back on the stands. I do have some remotes and things around that probably don't all need to be out. My microphone needs to go away. Halloween stuff that doesn't need to live there anymore. And also photography bags. You would have seen these when I was doing my Christmas tree. If you watched that video, I used it to weigh down the tree, and so they're for photography lights as well. Well, they're really for photography lights, but I used it for the tree. And though they will be handy at times for my tripod, but it's not something that I'm going to use all the time, so I need to find a home for them. Now, I bought a smoke machine. I haven't used it on the channel yet. I was originally going to use it for Halloween, but it was just chaos trying to get everything done for Halloween. It was just a lot of filming and editing and everything. So I decided not to mess about with that this time. Looking forward to trying that out though, because that could be really fun for some videos and things like that, to have a smoke machine. My shoes that I need to fix because the soles are coming off, so I'm going to try and glue them. Coming over here, this is where there are some areas that need to be updated. I'll just move that cart out of the way. These three here are a mess. There's such an assortment of things in them. The two bottom shelves down here are really deep. They're more like deeper than anything else. So I do tend to use those for anything on a roll that's longer, that will stick out otherwise. So some of the stuff that's in there will need to either be there or there. But I don't love the fact that my material, some of it's there, some of it's there. I've got scraps in there. I've got other spots for material as well. And I also have such a like hodgepodge of things in all of these, and this one here as well. Just a hodgepodge of stuff. So I really need to reorganize that somehow. Also, I need to find a spot for this box. This is a box that Dan got some gin in through his work for a work function type thing, and I thought the box was really nice, so I wanted to keep it and do something with it. So I need to find a spot for that until I end up doing something with it. I also don't love this shelf up here. Is a bit of a hodgepodge of stuff. I've got like paper shelves, like a paper rack in there, and it's been good to put like anything that's sort of A4 or maybe even A3 sized in there to store it, but it's become so messy in there that at minimum I just need to clean it up and make it easier to use and see what's in there. And I also have all of these beads and trims and stuff that I got from those craft boxes up here, although I don't know that there's going to be a better spot for those, so possibly they'll just have to stay up there because I'm not sure where else I would put them. This is my little trolley. I love this thing. It's been very handy. I don't think I'm going to do too much to that, but I'll just do a once over, make sure I'm happy with what's in it and where everything is. Got trims and things in there, which again probably won't change too much. And that box has like flowers and moss and stuff in it, and that's fits perfect there for now, and so that's working out fine. This spot over here is a mess. So up here I've got a basket which has a lot of felting stuff in it, and then on top it's become a dumping ground because I don't know, I run out of surfaces to put things, and so I end up putting things wherever. So I've got like a wig that I did on a video on my channel. I've got headpiece stuff. I've got a whole bunch of stuff there that need proper homes. So I need to rethink that. Some of these shelves of things in here I think could probably be changed. I don't know. I'm running out of room for some of my trims, and some of the blanks, like cuff blanks and stuff, don't really fit in the drawers very well. It's hard to open and close, so I think I might move them. And then also down here I may decide to use these for something else. Haven't decided, but I've got material in one of these. So again, it's that issue of having material in too many spots at once and wanting to consolidate that better. Up here, yeah, I got to find a home for all this because these are the styrofoam pieces I got out of those craft boxes, if you saw those videos. So I don't know yet where I'm going to put these. They take up a lot of room because of the size of them. So yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to put them in the cupboards back here. But these cupboards are also a big mess. I have so much assortment of random stuff in here. They're a little bit hard to get in and out of, honestly. Mostly I think because they're lower down and they do go back a fair bit. And so I tend to put things in here that I don't have to get, access to that often. So I'm probably going to try and do a similar thing, Possibly the styrofoam could fall into that category because I'm not going to use it all the time. It'll just be if I have a specific project in mind, and then, I'll go and fish it out at that point. So maybe I'll try and make a category of stuff like that wooden box and things like that, where I'm not going to need it until I need it, if that makes sense. So I don't know, need to think about that, need to rejig that. I may end up wanting to buy storage for in there because I need some way to organize things in there a bit better, I think. So that will have to be thought out. I don't know. Okay, so over here, I mean, largely this is working pretty well. I do like the containers that I have here that I can pull things in and out, nice and easy and all of that. So that's working well. I have all this mess along here that I need to do something with. There's the mask. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know that's been a project that went on hold because honestly it became a stress for me. I got to a point in the project where I wasn't sure what to do and I was finding it not enjoyable to pick it up. So I thought I need to step away from you for now. And so that's what I did. So there's a couple of kind of projects that were possibly going to be coming up and either didn't or will be coming later, where there's bits and pieces up here and I need a spot to just put them that's, out of the way, I guess, because I don't like having all that mess there and some of this stuff, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, so I just don't want it to live here. And just quickly over here, I love my little plants. I don't know if I'm going to keep those there or not because it's not like you see them in camera, but for now that might be okay. In here though, I have more material. So again, it's that thing of not wanting my material in 5 million different places. I don't love these drawers either. They're kind of hard to pull in and out. So whatever I put in here, I want it to be something that I probably don't access too often either. So, I mean, who knows? I may put styrofoam in there, although I think it might be a bit small to really fit that well, but something will go in there that I don't need to access all the time, and I'm not sure if that'll be material or not, so we'll see. Alright, so that's essentially what we're working with here. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse pretty much for most of this because there's so much that will need to happen before I start putting things away and all of that. I'm really just going to have to, I think I'm going to have to really KonMari this in that I need to pull out all of the like things and put them together so I really understand how much I have of a thing, like material and so forth. And then I can probably work out where to best store those things. So I think I'm going to take that type of approach. I don't know that I'm going to get rid of much because I really kind of do that as I go if there's anything that I really don't want. But maybe there'll be some stuff that I get rid of, so we'll see. Let's get going. Well guys, it's the next day and I've made a little bit of progress, but a lot of the time was spent trying to work out where I want to put everything. Excuse the no makeup today, just couldn't be bothered. Wanted to get stuck straight in. Let me show you what we've got so far. Right, so really happy with the material part now. I've managed to cram most of my material up there and then some rolls of material down there, and there is a little bit of black material on top of the rolls that wouldn't fit up the top there, which is fine because that means both of these are material. The bag is scrap material. So, and then behind that there is a bit more like foam and material and stuff behind it because that's a really long drawer. So I'm really happy with how that's come out. Over here, I've moved the lacy stiff stuff from there, and I had ultra suede and stuff, and I've put that in a drawer by itself because I figured I would keep all kind of bead embroidery stuff together. And then foam and offcuts of leather and pleather and whatever else is in the bag there, and then that's foam. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this one yet. I did pull out all of the bits and pieces and made a big mess. So I've got the whole studio right now is looking like a bomb went off. But I just figured I'm not sure that I want to keep things like, I don't know, what would I say? You know, one-use things, like things for individual craft projects, I guess, rather than craft materials. So I guess what I mean by that is like things like these boxes that I'm keeping in case I want to use them for a craft project. You know, I'm only going to need it when I decide to use it. And like this treasure chest thing and the book thing underneath it, like those I'll pull out when I'm ready to use them, but they probably don't need to be here. And that's going to depend really if I can think of anything better to put there. I might end up changing my mind and putting it back there, honestly. But I don't know. I was trying to think, what could I use what could I put there that I use for multiple craft projects? Because that stuff definitely I want out and easy to access. Whereas stuff that I'm only going to need when I need it could be tucked away a bit more. So I may put those underneath that cupboard over here. Past all the mess. In this cupboard here, which I am yet to tackle. Possibly I'll put them in there because I'm only going to need to access it once when I'm ready to use it. That's what I'm thinking so far. I still have a lot to go. There's mess kind of everywhere, but we'll keep chipping away at this now. Fizzy insisted on coming in to have a look at what I'm doing, so, and because he's sick, I'm gonna let him, even though there's stuff everywhere. He's pretty good though. He doesn't really, he's an older cat, so he doesn't really get in and mess with too much in the studio, but he does like to just have a look around and see what's happening. Don't you, Fizzy? You coming in to supervise? You can see where they've shaved his hair off for the surgery. He's got a big scar down his stomach at the moment. Don't you? Still got the stitches in. You'll be getting those out soon. You ready to go out, are you, Fizzy? All above board? It's a few days later, guys, and it is stinking hot today. So I've got the aircon on. You might hear it in the background. I think it does show up a little bit, but I don't think it's too loud, so I'm just leaving it on because holy cow, I've just put my makeup on and I'm already sweating it off is how hot it is today. But anyway, making progress on the studio cleanup and reorganization and stuff like that. And I bought me a little label maker, and I am actually like so pumped about this. I'm just like, you know what, you're an adult when you get pumped about a label maker. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like I've reached full adulthood. So anyway, I'm excited to use this, and I was looking at the labels that I have around the studio, realizing I'd have to redo some of them because I was moving things around, and I'd have to like write out some labels and stuff, which, I mean, look, what I did with the they're like address labels that I wasn't using, I could definitely have done that again. It would have been absolutely fine. But I was like, do you know what, it'd be just nice to have like really neat looking nice labels, and I don't know, I figured this could come in handy, so I just thought, you know, screw it, I'm gonna get myself a label maker. Haven't tried it yet. Hopefully it's good. It came with a couple of extra little cartridges of labels that I can use, so yeah, let's let's do some labeling. We're finally at the finish line. I have done everything that I wanted to do, aside from some maybe additional storage that I'm going to do underneath the cupboards. I bought some additional storage to go into the lower cupboards, the black ones that I've got, and that'll be down the track when they actually arrive. But I'm pretty happy with the outcome of everything now, so I'll take you around a little bit and show you what we've got. So not too much changed here, just the photography supplies that I mentioned before that I wanted to put more prominently, so I popped those there. I did rearrange some of the stuff in my shelves here. I wanted to put all my wire together because I have a bit of wire now. So that's wire, and also some French wire as well that I've bought that will be really good for some embroidery projects. I just cleared up the molds and stamps. There was stuff in that. Miscellaneous is a little bit different to what it was. Still a bit of a hodgepodge, and lots of labeling supplies there now. You can see I've done a bunch of labeling, especially over here. So this is where I did a lot more organization. I moved the trims and stuff from the top there, so that's looking a little bit neater. I did put that box in there. I've obviously labeled everything, which I totally enjoy that label maker. It is fantastic. Very happy with my fabric being all together, so that's really good. Very nice to have it in one spot. I don't have like an excessive amount of fabric, but you know, I have started to accumulate more and I just needed a better spot for it. So that's in there, longer stuff. There is still some miscellaneous things happening, like this is very miscellaneous, but it's neat. This is all like stationary type things, so that's all together, happy with that. And you can see, yeah, lots of labeling, labeling all my beads. That's the trims that was up in that previous spot up there, so I've popped those down there. So I like this because this is, you know, all my different rolls of trims all together. Now over here, I didn't end up putting ribbon up here. I did have felting stuff there, and I just decided I wanted a spot for all my ribbon to go because I had it in a few different spots. Wasn't really happy with that. So I managed to fit most of it in here, but it is very full now. So if I do get anything else, I might need to change that. I also moved the fabric out of that, and that's now balls of wool. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then obviously labeled everything as well. I did put the labels for these ones in the little nook, and I don't know, it's a little bit harder to read, so I may end up changing that, but for now, that's fine. Up here, not too much changed. I did neaten this up a little, and I put labels on everything, so again, happy with that. I did change up a couple of the what was in a couple of these different containers here as well, especially moving some of the stuff from other drawers and stuff. I had to kind of rethink some things, so I'm pretty happy with that for now. The only thing is the paint. You know, if I had a different spot, I guess, to put all the paint rather than using these smaller containers, I probably would have done that, but I didn't have anywhere I was happy to kind of put all the paint together at the moment, so I've left it as is. I like the fact that I've got all of this labelled. That's going to be a lot better. And under here is where I will be doing some additional organisation once I have some storage bins come in. I ordered some a while back, but they were going to take a while to come in. So I just went ahead and reorganised it for now. Happy with what it is for the moment. It's just a lot of stuff that I won't need to get access to all the time, and I tried to just make it a little bit neater and pop more things down there that could be tucked away a bit, so happy with that. In here I did put embroidery supplies. This had fabric in the bottom too. It's got wigs in the top one, and it had fabric in the bottom too. I moved the fabric out to put that all together and then put embroidery supplies in here. And when I say that, I mean like lacy stiff stuff, ultra suede, bracelet blanks, just the foundational things that you use for doing embroidery jewelry like that. It's in there. And the bottom one is stuff for headpieces. You know, there's some horns and things. I think there's some headbands. There's some fascinator blanks. Stuff like that is in that one down there. Righto guys, well that's it. It's been a bit of a long drawn out process. I did get unwell in the middle of it. My symptoms have been extremely bad at the moment, so I'm going to be seeing my specialist soon and hopefully get that sorted. But yeah, I did have to take a break from doing anything in here for a little while. I have honestly filmed this last part like 4 or 5 times now. I've been trying to get a new camera and gimbal going that I bought, and I've had nothing but problems with the setup. And for my own sanity, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull my phone out and film on my phone, because I mean it's getting to the point where it's comical watching me trying to work this bloody thing out. I've watched so many videos on it. And it also doesn't help that I've had some lingering symptoms and it's been really hot. So you can imagine like frustration level, like I have a short fuse when I have illness. And so, oh yeah, I was like, I was not having it. I was like so frustrated. So I've had to put that down and I'll look at that another day. And yeah, go to old school methods. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me to see what I do to reorganize the studio. Maybe it'll inspire your own studio, you know, to reorganize it. And I'm looking forward to some really fun projects this year. I've planned out most of the year. So symptoms pending. Hopefully we're going to have some really great projects and fun videos and things like that. So I hope you'll stick with me for that. Hit subscribe if you want to see all of that shenanigans and all the crazy stuff we get up to on this channel. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next time in Faewood. Bye guys.